This will be the first time in years. You know, I was on Kenny's show and got him the best numbers.
Mm.
But he's RDA, so he went against me, which I kind of get, Kenny. Here's Kenny, I believe. Hi,
Hey,
Kenny.
what's up, Sam? How are you?
What's
Yeah, you know what the deal is? That it's more fun getting along with you than not, Kenny. You know what I mean?
Sam, could I interview you?
Sure. But can you acknowledge Hostbusters?
He did not die. I talked to him earlier.
But he's on
Yeah.
right now.
Hello,
He's on right
Kenny.
now.
Good to see you.
Oh,
He,
hey,
does he porn bomb? Do you
I
porn bomb?
noticed you there.
Have you ever porn bombed?
I think somebody was playing a hoax saying you were dead. I'm like, I don't believe that until I hear.
Wait, Kenny. Do you ever porn bomb?
No.
Okay.
And plus, I'm
Well,
on
I don't
camera.
know.
I'm on camera to show you that I'm not going to porn bomb. You can see everything I'm doing.
Well, Raleigh was on camera and he ended up taking down my channel.
I'm not going to do that. I'm
Okay,
just
let's
here
continue.
to ask you some real
If it
questions.
happens, it happens. Go
Get
ahead.
my interview over, and then if someone
Go ahead, man.
bombs you after that, it's out my.
But maybe you could talk to Hostbusters too. Why don't you ask him a question? Oh, you already interviewed HB?
No, I can ask you both the same question.
Okay, ask us both the same question.
Okay, are you a fan of horror movies?
A what?
A fan of horror movies?
Yes.
Some horror movies.
What?
Watched a few.
Okay, what are your favorite horror movies?
I horror movies are predictable.
Yeah.
The horror is usually from outside. I like David Lynch because the horror with the David Lynch film is from within. It's the horror, it's the evil within us. So that's my favorite kind of horror. Kind of like The Shining was like that too with Kubrick.
Eraserhead is a great movie. That's how Lynch began.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
Black and white.
I like
and
that
white.
movie.
All right. You know who's Ian Ellis, right?
Yeah. You know, the first time I came on air was with Ian Ellis and CO. So I phoned it the very first time, and Ian Ellis heard my voice and said, hang up on him. CEO said, keep him on. So I started saying my very first, you're half toad, half human. And I went after Ian Ellis. But I don't like Ian Ellis because what he said about Rev, that he made fun of Rev's dead mother having sex with corpses.
You see Rev's best moment ever? It was
What was it?
hours of Rev just owning Ian for the whole 2 fucking hours. It's the only fight he's ever won in the history of him. The one and only. It was his shining moment. It's like Ross re-aired it less than
Oh, really? I'd like to see that.
less than a year ago. Just go to his RDA. Just look up RDA.
Okay.
Go find Ross.
No, Rev, are you talking about, Rev can do a good job. He's a good fighter.
Old with apologies, Dave. Like, we haven't seen this in a long time, and we all watched.
I wonder if, I think I went on that show that very first time I was talking about with Ian Ellis. I think it might have been with apologies. I used to watch that show.
Possibility.
I like CEO. He was my favorite.
But CO disappeared many years ago.
I think he got medicated. He went on medication, so his craziness was mediated.
Okay, what do you think of the current and last president?
Well, let's ask Ghostbuster that.
I think they're both fine individuals.
What do you
That's fine.
think?
I think Biden needs to resign. He's not cognitively alert enough. Trump's got problems too, but Trump's done some good things.
They're both old. That's one.
They're both old, but there's a way of aging, and Trump is much more energetic and doesn't appear. He appears much younger, I think, than Biden.
Hey, I'm not saying that I like either person. I'm just saying he won the debate, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. But it was more than a win. It was a show that people have been covering up the lack of cognitive ability of Biden, and it came out.
Right.
And now there's a pretend by some people, but I think he'll probably, when the polls come out, hopefully they're low for Biden, it'll force the Democrats to pick someone else. Who do you think they might pick, Kenny?
I have no idea. I don't really follow like that.
Okay.
Hope pick somebody good,
Okay.
Trump or not. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, I think he should resign. Wouldn't you agree? Biden.
But I'm not really in charge of that. What should people do? They don't always do.
Well, we have a right to our opinion, right? You're asking our opinion.
I think he should, but I'm not him. I'm not in charge of it.
Yeah, I think he says he's a good guy, but I think he's betraying America for his ego. It's obvious he can't. He must know he gets tired, and he's betraying his legacy. If he does get nominated and Trump wins, he'll be blamed in history. So, but I think he'll quit. I hope.
All right, Sam, what do you think of the band Metallica? I mean, they're not Bob Dylan.
Yeah, and Justice for All. There's a lot of diehard fans thought they went too popular. I do like the early Metallica. It's more melodic and mainstream, but I still like the early stuff. I think I played it on my show before. Great band.
Did the Black Album? It wasn't the fact that it would get popular. It was they wanted songs that they could do at every show. Audience was getting the shit beat out of them, and their energy on 8 fucking minute Frad songs. And they're like, we need songs that we can always play. And
Okay.
Yeah, and plus he's doubling his voice. He was.
Yeah, I heard criticisms like that. It was kind of the same with Nirvana, that the fans, and plus he wanted a rawer sound, and yet production-wise, he was pressured for mainstream and commercial reasons. But Kurt Cobain wasn't happy.
Right.
Ultimately, of course, he killed himself, though some people thought he was murdered. But he wasn't happy.
Well, he tried to kill himself in Rome months earlier.
Yeah, he was committed to a hospital. On that tour, he was wearing a skirt, which I thought was odd. In Italy. I loved Nirvana. My nickname came from that.
I was a huge fan also.
Me too. Lithium, great.
Did you know Lithium was the only clipped track that they did?
Didn't know that.
That would just record live in the room. They plays their instrument, and they're trying to do Lithium, and it's the one track that they clipped. They recorded everything but the drums, and Dave played the clip track. The one and only time in Nirvana history.
Wow.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I was like, well,
do you think his music will last?
It's
Nirvana?
so popular now. It's still probably more popular than it ever was.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. I don't think it's as popular as it ever was, but it's still pretty well played. Just like Queen. I read that Queen catalog supposedly sold for $1 billion.
I don't know if Nirvana's going to sell like that. They haven't been around as long as Queen has. Queen has been around for 50 years, right? When they're around.
Well, yeah, Queen, but I mean, the singer died, but it's never been the same.
You hear Nirvana catalog sold for $500 million. You might get that. Or no?
I don't know. No, Queen sold a lot more albums, right?
That's true, but Queen is from a different era.
Yeah. From what, the 60s or 70s, maybe?
70s, but it was progressive rock era. That's where they're from.
Nirvana was cleaning up a lot of that glitz
Well,
in the Bleached album.
grunge was the last true rock scene.
Because rock and roll isn't popular anymore. There's only a couple bands, so you're right.
Well, underground rock is more popular in the underground.
Yeah.
What do you think of the...
I saw Napalm Death a couple of years ago.
Not a fan, but you like what you like.
Grinder rock, yeah.
So you're a fan of grindcore and... No, are you?
Some of them. I like Cannibal Corpse. Was pretty good.
Well, Sam, there's this band called the Non-Residents. They do a little thrash, a little stuff that might be death.
I like thrash, yeah.
Hardcore and some hardcores.
Yeah.
But they said that we're not a hardcore band. You never know. Power pop might be in the air one day, or progressive rock.
Could be, yeah.
It could be coming through the door. That's what they told me.
Could be, huh?
And they're a new band.
Plus, you have the influence now of AI that might interact with some. But Hostbuster, why don't you ask him some questions too?
What do you think of the economy? That's a question for both of you.
What do I think of the economy?
Yes.
It could be a lot better. Things are too expensive.
So you're saying beta economy, beta?
Beta economy.
Depends what you're doing. If you're in the stock market, it's good. But the reality is, you can say wages are up. The reality is, people judge by what they buy at the market, and
Everything.
it's horrible, right?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
fucking $5 for bread. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
I saw it for $6 one bread, but yeah.
seen that yet.
So if people, well, next year if Biden runs, Trump will win probably. But if somebody else comes in, inflation is always a huge factor.
It's not next year, Sam. It's this year.
This, yeah, boy, it's coming quick, huh?
Yeah, November is just around the corner.
You're right.
Really?
What do you think of the band, the rap act that's a phenomenon now, the Wu-Tang Clan?
You know, there was something about Martin Shkreli, and they were talking that he bought the Wu-Tang Clan album like for $1 million unreleased.
Yeah, the one that they only made one copy of.
Yeah, yeah.
Time Ago in Shaolin. That's the name of
Oh,
it.
is that the name of it?
Once again, a time in Shaolin. Once a time ago in Shaolin.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was by that whitish rapper. He was in on that.
Uh-huh.
The guy from Europe. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
So what's going to happen to that album? Didn't the guy go to prison? Does he need to sell it? Does he need the money? What?
The guy fucked everybody over by raising the drug costs after that.
Yeah.
Shitty thing to do.
He was boyfriend of De Laguna. Do you know that lady?
No, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
even Ghostface Killer, the guy that rapped on that album, was like, fuck
Mm-hmm.
it, he raised the price.
Well, it was on insulin, and he raised it. It was like what, $75 to like 300. Yeah, that was horrible, right?
Totally. You know,
Totally.
too cool thing, you buy a record that only you can afford and you make the Wu-Tang a bunch of money, then you do that. That's not cool.
No.
Yeah.
Well, because it's not a choice. People live or die. They need that. So did you know that story, HB? He raised an incredibly amount. What a vile human being.
Yeah, but you know, that's what the super rich do. They do that.
No, not all super rich do that.
Some do. I mean, the Warren Buffetts of the world aren't going to do that. They give their money away, but other people.
Well, the pharmaceutical company, and I have stock in Amgen. I remember going to a stockholders meeting. They were boasting about how their lobbyists got their way. So pharmaceuticals charge more in America than anywhere else. So they're pretty corrupt, don't you think?
Yeah, but yeah, that's the way of America.
What about fentanyl and all that stuff?
I
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, that's not the way of America. There's, I believe in good and bad. I don't think everybody's evil. I think, right?
I'll move on to the next question. What is your all-time favorite band?
I have to give a kind of a common answer. Beatles.
All
What
right.
is yours, Kenny?
HB? How about you? Since you're here.
Wow. Well, I can't say the Beatles.
Why can't you say the Beatles?
Well,
It's not very interesting.
he's a different person.
Well, but he wants the truth. I know it's whatever it is.
I would say
Yeah.
you stumped me, Kenny. I really don't have an answer. I guess I like Radiohead. If I didn't pick
Radiohead's
Beatles, I
good.
would say Radiohead.
Radio,
Doors are pretty incredible too.
before MF Doom, the rapper, died, he did a collaboration with Tom York. Which is cool.
Wow.
He died in COVID time, so he died
Wow.
4 years ago.
Black Sabbath was pretty good too when Ozzy was in it.
I said when I found out like a year or so ago, I'm like, he died? Really? I don't know, like 3 years ago? Damn.
A lot of those people are from the 60s are probably now dying too.
That's why MF Doom hasn't made music in years, because he'd been dead. Damn.
Too bad Tom Petty died.
Yes,
I like Tom Petty a lot.
he was amazing.
Amazing. He was told don't go tour because of the back, and he still toured.
Yeah.
I guess he took too much medication.
These guys are like blues artists. They'll tour till they die.
It's addictive, right, Kenny? It's addictive. The applause, the accolation. You see that with comics too.
Yeah.
There's not right. HB laughter is very, even on a little show like Buster's. Just hearing HB laugh was really fun to make him laugh.
What?
It is addictive.
Who do you think is the funniest person ever?
What a great question. You go, HB.
Question I said.
Okay. Brian Regan.
Good answer.
Really? That's
about-
interesting.
What about you,
Brian
Sam?
Reagan.
Brian
Uh, two different types. For brilliance,
you give more.
Richard Pryor, but for overall just funny chuckle, Rodney Dangerfield. What about you, Kenny?
Great answers. Mel Brooks and Pryor.
Ooh.
They're both probably top of the game in two different time periods. Right.
Well, Brooks went to movies. He made
Yeah.
some funny movies.
Movies by the time Pryor was rocking, so he was kind of like king of the comedy prior to Pryor, and then Pryor just took it over.
Well, Brooks did something called like the 1,000-Year-Old Man, those comedy records. So he had an evolution in his career.
And he took the bit to late night TV with Carl Reiner as his handler. Brilliant.
Yeah, Carl Reiner used to direct the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Oh, yeah.
And his son became a director.
Yeah, Rob Reiner he's an actor.
The Princess Bride, I think you mentioned you like that.
He was on All in the Family, and then he became a great director. Oh, yeah, Smile Tap. That was his first.
Yeah, he played this meathead, he was called all the time. He was pretty funny.
Yeah. Do you like the show The Wire on HBO?
Great show. I've heard you ask people that. But again, somebody said what was that character that died? I like the early Wire. I think it went south.
I forget the name of the character. Andy
Boney or something? Bodie? I think it was Bodie.
Yeah, I don't even know who it is. Maybe he's in like the third season or something. So.
Yeah, I think I loved it, but then it got not as good to me. What about you, HB?
Seinfeld.
Ooh, good choice. But do you like The Wire, is why I asked.
I didn't see it.
You can still access it. It's like 10 years old. But
It was on cable TV, I think.
Okay,
HB.
I'll have to watch it.
Good show.
So if you have Max, you could easily access it. And the theme song is that old song by the Blind Boys from Alabama.
That's some good music. I think it took place in Baltimore. I've never been to Baltimore.
I've never have either.
I'd like to go, but
I always go Camden Yards. Good stuff.
I think when Abraham Lincoln went through Baltimore, there was a plot to kill him. So they had to get him quickly away from Baltimore.
What?
He was in disguise, too.
What venue that's not around now do you miss that was around in your area or anywhere?
Oh.
Famous venue. It could be like, I was in New York once and I went to this place and don't visit this anymore. Or it could be in your area. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I know one.
Or city you love to go to that now has a...
I got one.
Or club that...
Virgin, when I was a kid, Virgin Records on Sunset Strip was a super big, yeah.
That's a record. Is this? It could be a record store. You can name a venue.
A venue, yeah.
Well, that's not really a concert venue. That's more of a record
Oh, you
store.
meant concert venue?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, HB, you go.
Puck.
What?
It was the music and stand-up venue. Saw a lot of good performers there over the years.
I missed what it was called.
It was called Puck, P-U-C-K, like hockey puck.
Oh, yeah. Was that in Pennsylvania? Philly?
Yes.
Oh.
All right, that's cool, man. Comics and concerts. Did you see any cool shows there, like concerts?
I didn't see any concerts. I saw Doogie Horner, the comic, there.
Okay.
And I performed there.
Any other comics you saw there?
Let me think. Over the years, I saw Tim Ramis, rest in peace. I saw some mostly more up-and-coming acts that you wouldn't have heard of.
And it was your favorite club to perform when you wanted to be a comic, right?
I would say that was, yeah.
All right, so that's like a great club you miss. I didn't say it had to be a concert venue, right?
They used to have lounge shows in Las Vegas at 2:00 in the morning.
Nice.
I think they're done now.
I could say that CBGB's, the Wetlands, many others.
Oh, in New York City, isn't that CBGB's? New York City.
Roseland Ballroom. It used to be a great club that 2,000 to 3,000 could fit in. Yeah.
I wonder if Fillmore is still in San Francisco.
They could fit. By
know.
their run, they might just be able to do 2,000 because they got rid of the really comfortable couches. So then Yeah, that's a few hundred.
Oh, I was in the Troubadour a couple of years ago. Have you been there in
How was
Hollywood?
that?
It's pretty great. It's much smaller than one would think. It was great. I saw the Melvins there,
Oh,
and Napalm Death too came
still haven't
on.
seen the Melvins.
Melvins were pretty good.
Melvins tour off, and I'll go see them eventually. They're still around.
That one guy had funny hair or something. I
Hey,
remember.
what is your favorite war?
Go ahead, HB.
Favorite what?
War, if you have one.
War. Wow. Um, World War II.
Mine,
World War II.
mine is American hardcore. It was a war about punk, so that's my favorite.
Oh,
And subject of a book and a great.
War of the Worlds was pretty good too.
It's a great documentary. By Steve
H.G. Wells.
Wash also wrote the book, and he was the producer of the documentary.
Wow.
So he was full hands-on. After that, he wrote American Hair Metal. Now he did an update on it. Can't get enough. And it's a bigger version. He added 3 chapters and interviewed Rick Fox of Wasp and Steeler and Sin, among others. I was supposed to interview him a few weeks ago, but he can't.
Nice.
No issues. What do you think of hardcore punk?
I don't know it too much, but I think I like what I've heard.
All right. It was to
Me too.
reverence
I
from.
like the old, like British.
I'm saying HB, that's a more New York thing. It wasn't too fervent in Pennsylvania. That's more Soul Town, and punk wasn't really a big thing over there.
Okay.
Soul Town would be in Detroit, wouldn't it?
All those bands tour places like Philly. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, all the way.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You had questions?
Have you ever been into drugs?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Were they hard stuff? Was it just weed? What was it? Don't have to.
No, but we've talked about it.
Ketamine.
Wow. I did that once.
I tried ketamine. I liked it.
You liked it? I did that one. How many times did you do it, Sam?
A couple times. I like the physical. I like physical. Very
ketamine.
physical.
2 ways. You can sniff it, and it's the party drug like Coke, or you can inject it, then it's a psychedelic. It is.
We've done. I assume you've done coke. I went through a period Coke.
Okay, but sniff ketamine or did you inject it? Because it's 2 different highs.
No, I didn't inject it. No.
I sniffed it. I snorted it.
Yeah.
Okay, then you usually like Coke. If you injected it, it's a psychedelic. You just have to inject it.
Okay.
I don't think I've injected it. I had a girlfriend who wanted me to inject heroin, but I didn't do it.
Well,
Yeah, I was personally worried that it would lead me to. First of all, I don't love the idea of putting a needle in my body, but I was also worried about it would turn me into a heroin addict.
It's not like ketamine is not like injecting Coke. It has a psychedelic high when you inject it, and it's Coke when it's in powder form.
I never got like the Rolling Stones guy got pure coke. His friend owned a pharmacy, string of pharmacies, and he'd show up at his hotel.
Oh.
But I didn't get the pure coke. I think
Did
it was
you-
always cut.
Seen, it was
Keith Richards.
Drugstore Cowboy with Matt Dillon. Great film.
Wow, I'd like to see. I like Matt Dillon.
About a guy and his friends that rob drugstores and sell the drugs that they steal and use
Wow.
themselves.
Matt Dillon. They put on The Outsiders. I think you're in New York City. They put on the play Outsiders from the movie
Yeah, they
and the
did.
book.
Why Matt was there?
What?
Matt was at the opening.
I don't know. I don't live in New York City. I just saw that they opened the play.
Yeah.
He might have been.
He probably wasn't because it's different people playing him because
Yeah.
he's older now. He's old, so but
Yeah.
played it. when
That was a great film. The Outsiders. There were a lot of young, like future superstars in that movie.
you know that Francis Ford Coppola made a longer director's cut version with real 50s music and a different opening.
Wow, that'd be good.
It was pretty amazing. I saw the director's cut before he took it off the on demand.
It's from a popular book for teenagers.
Yeah.
Was
Also,
it Wilden or something?
I want to see Tommy on Broadway. That's on Broadway. Right?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Do I have any more questions? No, not really. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, sir. We're at truce, right?
Yeah. How do I get out of here for now?
Good.
How do I get?
Good. I don't want the fighting. It's ridiculous.
Hey, I got
How many
kicked off
years?
by accident. I didn't mean
It's
to
okay.
abandon. Do you have any more questions?
No. How?
He's done.
Yes. How do I? I guess I hit done. All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right, it's been a pleasure, Kenny.
Beta.
Yeah, it was
Being
fun.
here. Beta.
Beta. Haven't heard that in a while.
All right.
Yeah, we go way back. But when I broke up with RDA, I think he's loyal RDA. He used to be on my shows. I went on his show a couple times. Had fun. I like Music Talk.
I mean, you did Busters together for a little
Did he come
while.
on Busters? Probably.
Yeah,
He likes Bob Dylan, and I like Bob Dylan too.
I think that. So you're saying that Kenny doesn't like you because of RDA, or one
Yeah.
didn't like you in the past because of them?
Yeah.
See, but he was on this show. He came on here. So
Uh-huh.
I mean, if he
He hasn't been on in ever. He's never been on my shot channels, I think. Was he on Busters? Maybe.
Yeah, he was on there a few times,
Okay.
several times, I think, actually.
Well, we had RD, we had Bellin up. We had some of those people, right?
Yeah, Bellin was on there, and
A lot of them.
you know,
But then I left, and there were a lot of. It seemed like they were really more and more important. RDA to you.
you think
But I'm
RDA
ready to move on. But this planting or saying by Wazzy Doggy that I wanted to put up a picture of my wife, it's just slanderous. I guess you can't move on. It's just horrible. Again. So I want to move on, but like they hated me. I was just one dude. They were, Joker told me in RDA Discord, people were forbidden to say my name. That's how bad it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, don't you think?
I mean, for somebody to hate you that much, they have to value you as you have to mean something to them.
Yeah, you have to be some influence. It flattered me. I'm just one guy. I'm not a big streamer, obviously, but I think some people listen because they say the truth. Really, and the truth is powerful. It's uncomfortable sometimes, but I've said the truth about AOC. Everything I see is poor prognosis for a good, healthy relationship. And Andy Cruz seems to me a very healthy individual. So you never know. I think Andy would be a good partner for May. But
Have they expressed any interest in each other?
no, Andy said that he doesn't like doxers, and she has doxed. But I don't think she doxes anymore. He might be involved in a relationship, but he seems like he'd be really good in a relationship. He's funny.